Alright, guys, this is a video going to be talking about why I'm happy about the changes to SPGs in World of Tanks. Firstly, it, in a sense, is more realistic. Kind of. I mean, we all know that SPGs in World of Tanks are not historically the most accurate tank. The whole game, I mean, has its limitations on how historically accurate it is. It's obviously meant to be a fun game, and it is that. So, and SPGs, in my opinion, are a great component of the game. They're a completely different play style. They aren't. They're probably OP at a high level in their current state when this video is coming out, pre-patch, due to the fact that they can be so highly accurate. But which is, you know, which really sucks because so there's also the problem that inherently makes a skill gap where if people don't know how to maneuver the SPG and how to be accurate with it and have good shot selection with it, it can be quite underperforming in general, you know? So there's like that sort of skill gap which is problematic. But then once you do get to a high level, it can perform very highly and you can really devastate a lot of dangerous tanks on the enemy team. Um, but the changes are going to be basically that it has faster reload time, so you're going to get more shots off. It's going to do way less damage. You don't have any AP option, which is also that I do completely agree with. Even though I do enjoy playing AP on SPGs, it makes, I mean, that is pretty realistic. I mean, if you were going to shoot an SPG into like a tank battle, you probably would never use an AP round. That would be more for like destruction of structures and things like that. You know, there would be no reason to actually take a chance on shooting a non-explosive round into a tank. So unless it's happening at close range or something, but yeah, so that's totally fine. It makes perfect sense. I mean, if you're gonna give it a faster reload, you can't have AP in the game for it, and it has a bigger burst radius, which is also good because now it has the new dynamic thing about it is that you're great at shooting now at multiple tanks, which is pretty nice. Obviously, you're not gonna be doing tons of damage. You could be doing okay damage, right? And and then lastly, the stun feature, which I also like. That is what allows it. The stun is what makes it like not a really crappy tank. I mean, people have to appreciate the SPG is obviously a specialist, but if you're gonna take away all its damage, you can't just have like increased blast radius and a faster reload rate and have it stay relevant. So it adds that extra layer where you can stun people, you stun multiple tanks who are crowded, and it's not it's not overpowered due to the fact that they're also changing the way the med kit system works, where you can use it multiple times in a battle, so you kind of get a freebie on your after on your like first strike, you know. So but over the course of the battle, it does add up, and it adds that extra layer should make it pretty good. And as a tip to SPG players and nerd ragers, SPGs are most potent when they're shooting at either stationary targets or targets on a linear path. So if you're if you're raging about SPGs killing you, there are active measures you can take to avoid it, especially if you're conscious of the fact that they exist. And if you are an SPG player, I would highly recommend that you learn to reposition following every shot, or like if not necessarily every shot, but just constantly be aware of your map position and be willing to take different positions on the map instead of just settling in a single position and then uh, waiting for the moment where you have to leave it. Try adjusting your position, finding the good shots after every shot. All right, guys, thanks for listening. I hope that was helpful, and those are my opinions on the new SPGs.